Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. The Sunday Book Review for October 8, 2021, the Science Edition. We begin with Land and Wine, the French terroir. In Land and Wine, Charles Frankel takes readers on a tour of the French winemaking regions to illustrate how the soil, the underlying bedrock relief, and microclimate help shape the personality of a wine. The book's 12 chapters focus in depth on a different region, from the Loire Valley to Bordeaux, to explore the full meaning of terroir. In this approachable guide, Frankel describes how Cabernet Franc takes on a completely different character depending on whether it is grown on gravel or limestone, and how Sauvignon yields three different products in the hills of Saint-Crère when rooted in limestone, marl, or flint. Both the uninitiated wine drinker and the confirmed winophile will find much to savor in this fun guide. Next up, The Elements by Philip Ball. From water to air to fire and everything in between, celebrated science writer Philip Ball leads us through the full sweep of the field of chemistry in this exquisitely illustrated history of the elements. The Elements is a stunning visual journey through the discovery of chemical building blocks of our universe. By piercing together the history of the periodic table, Ball explores not only how we have come to understand what everything is made of, but how chemistry is developed into a modern science. Ball groups the elements into chronological eras of discovery, covering 7 millennia from the first known to the last named. Next up, What's Eating the Universe and Other Cosmic Questions by Paul Davies. Celebrated physicist Paul Davies tells the story of the universe in 30 cosmological conundrums. In the constellation of Uranus, there lurks a cosmic mystery. It's if something has taken a huge bite out of the universe, leaving a super void. What could it be? Scientists now understand the history of the universe better than the history of our own planet, but they continue to uncover startling new riddles, the whole in the universe just being one. In this electrifying book, award-winning physicist Paul Davies walks us through the puzzles and paradoxes that have preoccupied cosmologists from ancient Greece to the present day. Laying bare with audacious research to mind-bending solutions, Davies reveals how we might begin to approach some of the greatest enigmas of all time. And our final book is Dark Matter, the Science and Business of Turning Waste into Wealth and Health by Lina Zeldovich. The average person produces 400 pounds of excrement a year. It obviously spreads disease, but in a clear and engaging prose that draws on her extensive research, the author documents the massive redistribution of nutrients and sanitation inequities across the globe. She profiles pioneers of poop upcycling throughout the world. She breaks taboos surrounding sewage waste disposal and how hygienic waste repurposing can help battle climate change. Don't just sit there and let it all go to waste. Check this book out to learn more about a topic that is becoming increasingly important. I hope you'll join me for a great new podcast series entitled Effing Argentina. In this podcast series, myself and Greg Greenberg, the author of Effing Argentina, explore the current American psyche of being overworked, overleveraged, overtired, and overwhelmed. If you are exasperated with current American life, this is the podcast for you. In this month's The Compliance Life, I'm joined by John Melican, currently a Managing Director at Exeter and former CCO at American Express Travel. What is design thinking for compliance professionals? How can you use design thinking in compliance? This is a new podcast series I'll be premiering in October, co-hosted with Karsten Tams, where we take a look at cutting-edge social engineering strategies you can use in your compliance program. Finally, I invite you to check out my latest podcast addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the ESG Report. In this podcast, I focus on the role of compliance in ESG going forward. I know you will enjoy it and, more importantly, find it useful. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.